Yes, beautiful people on bank holiday Monday if you're from the UK. If not, enjoy your Mondays. I've got my tea. It's the morning, it's 11 a.m. and we got a lot of things to go through. As you can see, man, I'm joined by my guy, Gal, up and ready. And obviously the counterpart he just beat, which is man like Specs, who couldn't make it on Sunday, which is fine. Kendall was there, but he's here, he's ready, he's excited, man. But yeah, man, all good things to come. And if he wakes up, Monts will be here. See, Monts has got a golden opportunity right now to not just roast me, but roast Newcastle, because Liverpool actually beat Newcastle as well. But we're going to be talking on a lot of the games. It's not going to be just Arsenal, Newcastle. You can pretty much see in the graphic right there. There's Man City talk. Obviously, title talk has to be said, has to be done. And obviously, Liverpool, Man United game, obviously, pricks. And then, yeah, man, we got Tottenham. What are honest thoughts about Tottenham going forward? Moving on, maybe without Harry Kane, the guy that's actually clutch for them. And then maybe if we get there, Chelsea, because I felt on Saturday we spoke a little bit too much on Chelsea. But let me tell you one thing as well. On Saturday, we did put Liverpool in the title. We didn't actually get to talk to them because I don't know how, but 35 minutes was dedicated to rinsing Chelsea. So I just say, like, Liverpool fans, obviously, that do watch Never a Foul, I have to apologize. It did not get there. No conversation was made about Liverpool. So I have to put my hands up there. And I say I'm sorry about that one. But it's nice to see 65 of you in here early already. Please smash the like button if you haven't done so, and we can get carried on with the show. And yes, we'll talk about my DR performances. Okay, yeah, it's cool, man. But yeah, man, how are we guys doing in the morning? Specs, I know you got to bed at like 6 a.m. I know you.
Yeah, because we were chatting, bro. You get me, bro? But yeah, bro, I'm here, innit? Obviously, I'm tired as hell, bro. As you know, I got a little injury right now. You get me? But man, I love what I do, innit? So we're here, innit? Let's do this, man.
Get well soon, my guy. Don't let the downs be get you down, man. Don't let it get you down.
Look at you, though, bro. I know you're. Look, man.
Listen, I'm being nice to you. I said get well soon. Yeah.
No, I know. No, you did text me still. We're supposed to do a preview. I know. I was ill, innit? But yeah, it's not an Arsenal Newcastle thing anyway. But obviously,
but you know what it is. The reality is the way some people were talking. Maybe not you, but the way some people were talking was like, oh, now we're coming for Arsenal. We're gonna. This is foreshadowing what's gonna be in the future. It's gonna be us and City up there. Arsenal's gonna be an afterthought. Yeah, I'm like, yo, the Newcastle this season. You know what? Are we gonna get into the game, Kaz, or do you want me to stop? Like,
hey, you don't even need to. Just
all right.
Get your early thoughts out,
understand,
man.
Get all that, bro. Get all that.
You guys are a physical team, but we came and we bullied you guys yesterday. We came and we bullied you guys. You guys were trying to punch us about, and we
I can't agree with that, bro.
Yeah, I have to agree with it. They bullied.
No. I wouldn't say. Look, first of all, I can't even swear on here, but it was a lot of housery going on. But they say you play our own game, bro. That was the next level of housery that was going on. But man ain't gonna moan too much about that, bro.
Let me finish.
Bro, that's the first thing you mentioned, as if you know what? I seen a lot of people in the Newcastle camp very much moaning and crying about the fact that the ball wasn't in play much. You don't cry about that when you guys are the team doing that. You don't complain when you guys are getting a point at our ground.
I think.
Now you want to talk about it. The reality is we've shown that the two teams both are competing very well in the Premier League this season, but the level of class we have is just a little bit above yours. And that showed through in the moments that we had. You guys were not clinical. We were a lot more clinical. And we matched you guys with the physical battle. As much as you guys want to say, oh, there was things that was going on, that was the main key. Second of all, a midfield that you had that was a lot taller, a lot more physical. We couldn't come there and expect to just do toe for toe at what you guys are good at. So what we do, we try to hold on to the ball whenever we got it. We play Jorginho, Xhaka, Odegaard midfield.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Everyone thought that midfield was going to get overrun. It didn't happen that way. We controlled the game as much as we could. The attack, it could have easily been a draw because you guys hit the post a bunch of times, but we could have
Yep.
easily won 3-0. Saka missed a one-on-one. Odegaard missed a
Yeah, in
one-on-one.
the first half. Yeah.
Martinelli missed 2.
Martin, yeah, he missed bare one-on-ones. So both teams were not really clinical. And for us to leave there with a clean sheet, only second team to do that this season, bro, crazy.
Yeah,
I gotta give the team massive praise. And it's not even a thing where you guys hold corn. The people who hold corn are guys like Expressions, my guy. But he was rooting for you guys. He didn't watch a lot.
Yeah, so I heard about that. But
all the people,
Man
Man City fans like Hamza.
It's funny, man.
Man City fans like Hamza. I just seen him respond to my tweet right now.
Yeah.
Listen.
Fair play, man. Fair play.
Lately, you guys and I think we're gonna get into it, but I don't even think you guys are ready for Champions League football or Europa League football. To be
as it stands, or what do you mean?
I think you guys need a lot of work in the summer to be prepared for that competition, because from what we've seen earlier in the season and from what I seen just yesterday, when you guys go up against teams that are of your level and not lower down the team in the Premier League, you're going to struggle playing twice a week and going up against top teams, because outside of your first 11, you guys really have.
But what I'm saying is, no, I know that as it stands, that would be a concern. You couldn't keep it like this. We'd have to improve, have to get a bigger squad. So I leave that down to Dan Ashworth, AD and the boys. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, this season, no one expected this. Do you get what I'm saying? Back to the Arsenal game quickly. Fair play. Got your 3 points, bro. Like, we never got cooked. You get me? We didn't get bullied or whatever you're saying. You get what I'm saying? You got older guys goal, can't complain. You get me? We gave him the space, we should never do. Scored a good goal. Second goal, whatever. Is what it is, bro. Got the 3 points. We're progressing. We're going in the right direction. And that's all, bro. You get what I'm saying? I'm going to shake it off. You get me? Leeds is more important next game. You get what I'm saying?
No, but bro, you guys have an easy fixture list at the end of the season.
Nothing's easy, bro. Nothing's easy, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, everyone's talking about Man United potentially dropping out of top 4. You guys be careful, because
of course.
Because Leeds are fighting relegation.
I think they're done. I think you're 4 points above Liverpool. They got 3 games, Liverpool, so they got to win all 3. I mean, I think I just went. You got Big Sam Allardyce's Leeds next, then you got Brighton at home, which might be a draw, to be fair, in my books. Then you got Leicester. You should smoke them really and truly, but they're fighting for survival. And then your last game is against Chelsea away. But you should walk Chelsea, if I'm being totally honest. But it is at the Bridge.
Yeah, I know. It's at the Bridge. Last game. I should be going there. But
even if you deep it, a draw against Brighton, a draw against Chelsea, you will wipe Leicester. That's about 5.
They only need 2 losses, and Liverpool are in.
That's the 9 points in total that they need, even if they were to lose. I don't think anyone doubts Newcastle because of that loss against Arsenal. There's no embarrassment.
Of course not. Of course not.
No, but job's not finished. That's all I'm saying.
Huh?
Job's not finished. That's it.
100% for all parties.
You say that though, Gal. All right, let me flip it to you then. Let me ask another awkward question. Are Man United ready for Champions League then? Because Newcastle are evidently better, and I hear it. Man United have played a lot more games than Newcastle, but the way Newcastle are playing, the brand and everything, etc., they will get new players. They will get brand new. Will definitely go into the market. Maddison's probably linked very heavily. They're gonna go get a couple gems that we don't know of that are gonna be up and coming. Do you reckon they're not really ready for that jump? Do you not ready? Even if they don't get through the group stages, what's the difference between a Newcastle and, let's say, I know Marseille are doing very good at the moment, but what's the difference between like a Sporting Lisbon, a Newcastle, or maybe a Marseille, like teams like that who do go quite far in the competition, even if it is around the 16 for themselves, or even if they did drop down to Europa League, there's no quarrel in that, in my opinion.
I'm just going to be straightforward. When you haven't been in Europe, in a long time, and it's coming from me because we haven't been in the Champions League for a long time, but we've been in Europe. You don't know how to navigate being in the competition and also being in the Premier League. It tends to be, we've seen it with other teams before, where when you're in that competition, you can be good defensively, but squad rotation and your squad becomes even more of a thing. And Newcastle, as good as you guys have been this season, you're pretty much dependent on same players. We seen yesterday, Longstaff was out. Everyone's complaining about the fact that Longstaff, if he was in that game, you guys would have been able to do better. It just goes to show. And when you have as many games as Man United had this season, they've shown that they can compete on many different fronts. Newcastle have yet to do that. you did well in the Premier League. You did well in the League Cup. Outside of that, you didn't really have any European competition. You didn't really do anything in the FA Cup. So it's fair enough to question if your squad is capable of competing on all these fronts. Now you are going to strengthen, but to the level you're going to strengthen, we don't know. And also, Eddie Howe has never been there before. Also, Mikel Arteta got a lot of question marks still over his European management of those
games. He got knocked out.
But bro, but this one, but it's like a new cutting, bro.
Point to question a team that has never been in Europe in like the last couple of decades if they're able and they're of the caliber to be in there and ready.
But bro, this is what I'm saying. As you said, you just made both points right now. Like obviously, like there's no one could be in Europe this season with this squad. Like the whole season would have capitulated. It can't work. Do you get what I'm saying? But I'm saying, we're new to this. I trust in the hierarchy. I trust in Dan Ashworth. You get what I'm saying? All the guys behind the scene. It's a journey, bro. It's new to some of the players as well. Do you get what I'm saying? The likes of Willock and the Murphys and all that. This is a madness. New to Eddie, Tinsdale. You get me? Mad dog.
I'm quite pro Eddie, because I can't lie. Last time I saw a British manager, no, sorry, not even British.
English
manager in the Champions League, and that's actually doing well at the moment. You got to back him, man. It's an English manager's never won the Prem, and I just saw Fraser say that Eddie Howe's not a long-term manager. Who knows that though? No one thought Arteta was a long-term manager.
Everyone says that, man.
I like Howe, innit? Do you get what I mean? What's your thoughts on Eddie Howe? You're on mute.
Why is you on mute?
Yeah, you're on mute, my guy.
I'm so sorry. Eddie Howe's a great manager. He's doing great things. But in the long term, I honestly do believe there's going to get to a point where Newcastle level up in the sense that they start signing better players. They start signing quality of players that are high, and then eventually people might start questioning Eddie Howe. It's early in their development.
Why would they question him though? Why would they question him? Because let's say he comes on progressing, they're going to question him to say, the name ain't sexy enough.
Similar to Manchester City, when you first start your project, you're not going to go and attract the top quality managers, the best managers in the world. But eventually, you guys are going to try to get, like, similar to how Manchester City got Pellegrini and Mancini and these guys. You're going to start getting higher caliber managers. I'm not saying Eddie Howe's going to be there forever. Eddie Howe's eventually going to get to them to a point where maybe you need another manager to knock down the wall and get you to the next caliber.
Okay, can I butt in there as well again? Eddie Howe is 45 years old. If there's something in this game that he does have, in my opinion, though, is that his man management skills seem top tier, and a lot of today's players need that. And of course, they need a coach as well. I think the coaching stuff will come eventually. He might upgrade his coaching staff. He might get a new one of these fitness coaches, an extra one of these kind of thing. But do you think he deserves that chance to prove himself? Like, no one really knows what he can do in the later stages of his career.
Yes, he's going to get that chance. We can't predict the future. But if I was going to put money on it, I think by the time Newcastle's ready to compete for the Premier League, they're going to look for an ambitious manager to come in to seal them through. Because as we've always said, Arteta doesn't have the experience to win the league. People keep questioning that. Eddie Howe also doesn't have the experience to be in these kind of situations. They might need that kind of manager to get them into that situation. And we've seen it with other teams before. Chelsea, they had Claudio Ranieri. They brought in Jose to get over the line. You've seen it with Man City. They brought in other managers to get in over the line. And I think the same thing might happen at Newcastle.
It could do, but we're a bit different from them, man. We're not really following that suit or watching them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, in hindsight, what if Eddie just keeps on progressing? Well, that'd be amazing because we're third right now, so that means it'll be a league title. I'm not saying that. But if you keep progressing and progressing, why would you change it? And just to say about the coaching, I don't know if you watched his actual footage. He's actually hands-on. He's a hands-on coach. He coaches, bro. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's learned his thing. Trust me, he's been going around the world and trying to elevate himself. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's come back, but let's see what happens anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. Get me? I'll try to be humble now. I won't get too excited.
Listen, I'm just going to ask you.
Let's dive more into the game after your question.
Okay. No. Okay, go ahead. Just dive in. We've
Oh no, I was
talked about
gonna
it a lot.
say because you mentioned something earlier, Gal, and I think you said it straight off the bat, which caught my eye. Like, Jordy, yeah, you're trying to moan about the dark arts when your team been doing it all season, getting away with it.
Facts.
Yeah,
No, don't get me started, bro.
No,
you
it's
are
because
no,
they're
listen,
listening to their manager. Their
yeah,
manager came out after the
Detroit
game.
Pistons,
Yeah.
fam, of the 90s is Newcastle right now. Like Fabian Shaw and Joe Linton, I think, got away with murder. Like, I'm not saying red cards,
Look at
no
him
chance.
giggle.
But
Look at him giggle. He knows.
Nah, we're red though. We're red.
Yeah, my man's out here going,
You know what it is?
bro,
I'm
you
hating.
know.
I
No,
wish they
cause Arsenal were frustrating us. Like they were,
That's what we
bro.
have to do. Listen,
Look,
you have
man,
to.
I was
you
so
have to-
angry, bro.
Listen,
Bro.
understand.
Huh,
You came
Shaka,
to our
oh.
house. Understand. You came to our house and you had the ball out of play for 43 minutes. How dare you?
Bro.
When we do the same thing. When we do the same thing, start crying, and it's the funniest thing on the planet because it's you guys been doing this all season.
You know what?
And
Nah,
now you're crying about
bro.
it. It's rich.
You know what it is? You know
It's
what's
ironic,
happening?
isn't it?
No, wait. Somewhere out of nowhere, this narrative is that we're this and we're nasty and we're dark arts. Bro, I don't know where it came from. It just got put on us. Like, bro, we can't be the king of dark arts and be in third place. It don't make no sense. Like, it just one of them things. Bro.
Both can
What
coexist.
do you mean?
1 second. Your league position doesn't have anything to do with you being good at dark arts. What it has to do with is the way you guys perform. And you want to know what you guys do? You guys had the ball out of play at the Emirates a couple months ago in January for 43 minutes and 17 seconds in a 90-minute match. In a 90-minute match, how on earth do you have the ball out of play for 43 minutes and 17 seconds? And you have the audacity. You have the audacity to complain about time wasting. You have the audacity to complain about these little things. I'm sorry. You can't.
No, you know what, guys? You know what? Taking the you know what though, like. Bro, like anyway.
No, were they? They are coming to St. James's Park. No one actually, even including myself, didn't expect an Arsenal win or performance like that. Only person that did, obviously, was the Arsenal fan, which is Dawood as well, and big up himself because he backed his team all the way, bro. On Saturday, everything he said actually came true. You man are the dark arts, and there's nothing wrong with it. But actually, to be fair, Arsenal played you at your own game. They played the dark arts even better.
I saw they say.
Shaq was sick at it. He's just the best at it anyways. But then
all of them, Ramsdale, all of them. Ramsdale was the most doing the mostness, bro.
Ramsdale calls himself for that. And not only that, Arsenal were doing a bit of the time wasting, to be fair.
They a lot, bro.
And the thing is, I think it's maybe I think some Arsenal fans are branding that justice served.
Of course, I've heard that. Like I said, overall fair play. I'm gonna keep moaning.
You know,
the referee was
you're creating rivalries. Now you're creating the rivalries that you want to be creating rivalries. Now you see,
and that's what I'm saying. And that's what I noticed that. I noticed that.
I'll say my top 3 hated teams updated now. Man United, Tottenham, Newcastle. Do you get what I'm saying?
Listen, I don't hate Newcastle, but I'm just looking at that game and I'm taking so much away from it from an Arsenal perspective. Like I spoke about it on my channel, I spoke about it on other places. But KVR, bro, talk to me about Jorginho. Talk to me about KVR. Talk to me about some of these guys because we had a lot of issues over the last couple of weeks, and it seemed like we rectified it against you guys. And away from home, we're a team that only Liverpool beat you guys this season, only team to beat you besides us. Were you not impressed with our performance?
Like I said, I could see the quality in there as well, like where we're trying to be. I don't think there was a massive difference in the game, but apart from a certain quality. But in Jorginho, if I'm correct, I think he had the most pass completion. Is that correct? So like, and for me, he probably was the man of the match. Like he held his own, bro. Like he not just that, verbally, communication wise, you can see he was like gathering everyone, and he done his thing. Jorginho came in. That was a good call. Your what is it? Your Polish centre back. What's his name? Caviar. What?
Yeah, Caviar.
Yeah, Caviar. Yeah, he's been decent from the last game. He's coming. He's looking a bit more content than holding. So yeah, I'll give credit when credit's due in it. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's enough credit you're getting in it. But Arsenal got the 3 points. Congrats, innit? Congrats, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, no, we have to talk about some of them performances. I mentioned 2 names other than Ramsdale. I don't want to mention Ramsdale, the goalkeeper. He just done his job. Because I'd have to put it back to Nick Pope as well because he was sick. He kept you in that game massively.
Trust me, the first half.
Obviously, Kendall's a little bit salty because when we were saying you're getting split open, she was like, no, we didn't. I'm like, okay, what about Martinelli's second in the space of 5 minutes? But it's not the point. It's unknown for Newcastle to get split open like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. The teams that you have lost to, other than Liverpool, is Man City and Arsenal, and there's no shame in that.
Of course not.
Three home defeats. Man United, I can't say that. But at home, but yeah, Kivior. Not just that, Jorginho. I thought Jorginho was literally the missing piece. He came in the right time for Partey. Partey's been dropped, rightfully so. And Jorginho, you just could not get close to him. Every time you tried to press him, pass back to Kivior, Gabriel, triangle, Zinchenko. Other than Zinchenko in the first half, I thought was a bit shaky, a little bit shaky. Second half, Zinchenko came alive and done what he done best. Them triangles were crazy. And then give it to Erdegaard, let him do some magic. And I think we were talking about that on Saturday as well. We're talking about, can Erdegaard step up in the big game when the big moments in big games when it matters? And I think he destroyed you, man. I can't lie. Like, I think Bruno Guimaraes' worst game, other than the cup final.
Yeah, now Bruno was poor. Bruno was poor.
Bruno, I don't know what it was. Was it Bruno that was poor, or was it everything that was surrounding him that just couldn't?
No, it was poor because our midfield a lot of the times was frustrated me. Was giving the ball away, even when we had it. That was a frustration. And that's dangerous. That's why you had so much counter-attacks. I could have been 4 or 5 in the first half. But that was the only frustration. But Bruno didn't have a great game. But he's been our main technician, our main guy for the whole season. So I'm not going to diss him or give too much flack. But I had to give away a free kick, which led to the Odegaard goal, which has happened a few times this season. Gives away silly free kicks, and the team ended up scoring. But it is what it is.
You know what? Also, we secured second. No one can catch us now. No one can catch us. So,
I know. I heard about it. Yeah,
from here. But hey, man, it is what it is. It's a great season. 81 points, bro. Take that in.
Who you boys got?
We got the last game of the season's Wolves. We got Brighton and
next to them.
Wolves, Brighton, and I forget who the other team is. Nottingham Forest.
Okay,
Wolves, Brighton, Nottingham Forest.
Probably the teams you don't want to be facing right now is the Nottingham Forest of the world. But yeah, man, look, I think Newcastle are definitely there. You know, like I think any Newcastle fan can be just proud of your season, bro. Like I've been a massive critique of Newcastle's football this season, and yeah, they might have flared up, man. But bro, they are where they are. And
no, we're flying, bro.
A year and a half later, from relegation to there, man, you gotta say flipping oh, bro. Like it's been a transformation and a correct one, and they haven't split. Yes, they have spent some money. They spent about 170 or something like that altogether.
But we haven't started yet.
Yeah, exactly. It hasn't exactly got going yet. Guys, 22 minutes into the video, there's over 200 views as well. Please, if you haven't done so, and I know it's a bit annoying asking every single day, but it's a requirement of this YouTube. If you don't mind, liking the video. It's underneath. Literally, if you just close, if you're on your phones and you're in bed or something like that, just close the window or put it portrait and little fun button. It goes a long way. I think we're on at the moment. I think we're on 91 likes. Can we get this to 150 today? It'll be great, or maybe even 200. But yeah, big up everyone that's actually tuned in as well. It's a nice chat. This is what I mean. You know what was nice to me yesterday? DR Sports. The chat was actually real nice to me. I can't lie. I have to big up the DR Sports lot, man, because that was a vibe. Even though we lost with AGT, Lawless, and also man like Laurie, the legend himself, it was a good show. I can't lie. I actually enjoyed it. Took away the pain. But yeah, man. I don't know if Monts is gonna be loading up. I can't trust him, but Tyrone's going to be coming. So anyone that's requested Man United, Tyrone, where are you? Why are you hiding? He's going to be here. Don't you worry, lads. And girls as well.
But let's say one thing before we move on. To the people in the chat making jokes about Arsenal finishing second, 81 points and the improvements that we made this season can be appreciated. It doesn't mean you're celebrating failure or anything like that. Like, let's be honest here, guys. What we've done this season deserves some credit. Not just a thing where it's like you just talk shit.
Yeah. Both teams definitely do deserve credit. That banner aside, that's why I like Monday shows, which we're gonna maybe look to do in the mornings anyways, as well, next season. It's just a chilled one, really. Just moving on to the second game. Obviously the Man City rep is not here to talk on it, but they go again. They go again. Man City versus Leeds, man. Gundogan on fire. Grealish unplayable. It's just the same the scoreline doesn't flatter the
Yeah.
performance.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Gundogan missed the penalty. Haaland could have made something. Could have scored maybe. Should maybe have taken the penalty as well. Alongside, but Leeds showed a little bit more resilience, and we all expected Leeds to get rolled over. So I'm gonna show. So this is what makes me think: do you really want to be playing Leeds at this moment of time, especially when it goes at home? Because Sam Allardyce's, Lily White's, they could have potentially got a draw out of that. And I know Arsenal fans got excited. 80th minute counter attack, go in the back of the other side of the net at the Etihad. What did you boys watch it? Catch any highlights?
I seen the game, and I'll tell you this: when they scored, when they scored, I didn't think that they were gonna catch up. I didn't think that they were gonna come back at all. I just thought Man City are gonna go and score a third, but it was a little bit nail biting, and that's what Man City do. They just grind out wins. Gundogan getting 2 goals. Haaland definitely should be taking the penalties going forward, and I really do think if they're gonna drop points, Man City, it has to be against Everton, or else they're never gonna drop points. If they don't drop points against Everton in the next game, I don't see them dropping points for the remainder of the season. That's just how Man City have been doing. Until we drop points where we can give them a little bit of breathing room and they don't have to focus anymore, they're going to continue to win, and they're just a problem. And I'm just going to shout out Mahrez. Mahrez hasn't played much in the Premier League lately, if I'm not mistaken, and he came in, got 2 assists. Gundogan doing what he's doing. This team squad rotation is amazing, and they just have this league down to a T. Let's see if they can manage the remaining 9 games in like 16 days that they have, because that's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, bro, it's like I just can't. It's like when you think, they're gonna slip maybe or free game, it's just not happening. They got their win, and as you said, Egal, if they beat Everton, then I think that's probably
one where Daps, Cam as well. Cam was the guy in the shark outfit, if no one knows. Not Big Steve. This is the game where they're looking towards. They're saying it's this Everton game. They don't perform as well as they should at Everton. I was getting told, and this is the one they're looking for. Like, this is the one where they get over the line. You reckon Everton will upset potentially at Goodison Park? They need the points.
I think they drop points to Everton, hopefully. It's more hopeful than anything else. But the reality is, if they're going to drop points, it's not going to be what's the game after Everton?
I think they got Brentford away.
Yeah.
Brentford away is the last game of the season, bro. I don't think
it might be Brighton then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Brighton's in there.
I need them to lose 2 games. If they lose 2 games, I win the league. If they
don't, wishful thinking.
That's wishful. Like, they even lost 2 games this season.
Yeah, it's impossible.
And Everton, I'll be real, if they play how they played against us at Goodison, which was quite good in the first opening 15 first half, but if they, Man City will just do a job and just call it a day.
You know what? You gotta give them credit. They've done so well to keep up with us and then overtake us in the last minute. Like, it seems like it was so easy and so calm and cool and collected for them. They've been there, done it before. They have the experience heads, and with the squad rotation, Pep Guardiola, I could see them going on to still win the Premier League. But this Everton game coming up, if they don't get it, if they don't win it, it's going to be shaky, and it's going to affect them in the Champions League, because now they're going to continue to have to win games in the Premier League. They wanted us to lose yesterday, so they didn't have to focus on the Premier League as much.
Yeah. If you lost yesterday, they could afford to drop 2 games.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Ty, man? I'm gonna throw another one in there. No Nathan Ake.
Oh, do you know what? They confirmed how long he's out for, by the way.
Not yet, but we know I don't know. I'm gonna check it.
I don't know if he's done the same injury that he come back with.
Yeah, that's a big miss, because for me, Nathan Ake, I can't lie. For me, not nobody else, but I think he's defender this season. I think he's been the best defender this year.
He's been thick.
Yeah,
I actually think he's been very good.
In the whole
he's done the Delph thing as well. Obviously, he's a centre back, but but he's played the left back thing absolutely perfect. I think Arsenal keeping the pressure on. I think that was a massive win for Arsenal yesterday. Not even that they just won the game. I'll be honest with Specs. I think it was the way that Arsenal won the game. I think they were in control. I think they could have scored 3 or 4. I know Newcastle had their moments in the first 15 minutes, and then they had their little spell after the second half. But Egal will know, Castle know, when you go to any team in the Premier League, even if it's a Nottingham Forest or Bournemouth, all the home teams are always naturally going to have a spell. You're never going to dominate for 90 minutes. I think for Arsenal, what they did in terms of when they did dominate, I thought they were good, man. They were composed. Jorginho's in there now instead of Partey. He's keeping the ball moving and ticking it over. I thought you should be happy with that performance of Gal, to be honest. But I think the problem is that Man City know when to come good. And right now, the fact that, like, obviously, I know you only played them recently. The fact that you can't play them to even just try and, like, do something off your own back, you're relying on others. And I think that's the issue. When you're relying on other teams to do the business, you probably know in your head, Man City are going to beat all these teams. Even if they play at 70%, they'll still win 2-0. And I think that's where the issue is. What, Man City have got Everton next week. I'm sorry, they're going to beat Everton, even though the Champions League is in between. I just don't think Everton can score enough goals, if I'm totally honest. Then they've got Brighton away. That's the one game they can afford to lose now. And I think that's the one that they might lose if they did lose a game. And then they've got Chelsea at home, which remains. And then they've got one more game. I can't remember, Brentford away, which I think Brentford will be on the beach come last day of the season. So I think for them to drop 2 games is quite difficult, man.
It's like it's like me saying I'm gonna go. What's more than unlikely to happen?
Bro, Cass, it's like us. We've got to get Liverpool can only get 71 points or 72 points. We've basically got to win 3 out of the 4. On paper, we beat Fulham, Wolves, and Bournemouth, and then we could like draw to Chelsea or something. But Liverpool are hoping that we drop 2 games. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal in the same boat. They're hoping that we drop 2 games.
Liverpool have higher odds of getting top 4 than we do winning the league, even though they need more.
That's a good debate. I think that's fair. What do you think, Cass? Because the way we're playing, even though our home form is sick.
No, you know what? I think we'll talk about that in a second. Just to wrap up, obviously, the City segment of it all. Because literally, I'm going to put it in order because that's how my head's going to be at the moment.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
We'll talk. Obviously, that comes into the equation. I think Liverpool that game can easily put together because obviously, if guys don't know, I say obviously Liverpool deserve an apology because on Saturday we did put them in the title, but we didn't get to talk about them whatsoever. Like literally, not even a segment whatsoever, not even a 2-minute clip, nothing. So that's why I said, Liverpool an apology, to be fair, man, because it's just off the fans. Because it's when you come to hear about your team, you want to know what someone's talking crap or something like that. You get what I'm saying? And obviously, we didn't get to do that. So that's why I said I apologize.
So what are we saying then, Cass? We all say that City still win the league.
Yeah, it's done.
Gal, are you saying that? Like, as an Arsenal fan, are you saying that?
Bro, most likely it is done, but we have to keep pressure on them. And I want 90 points. I've never seen us get 90 points. Like since I've been watching Arsenal consistently, I hope we can get it.
So what do you have to do to get that? You have to win all your games.
We need to win all our games, and we need to hope that they get at least 2 losses or 1 loss and a draw.
Yeah,
one loss and 2 draws, I think, because we're 1 point ahead. They have a game in hand, and they're 1 point ahead of us right now. So what is that?
It's not over. I remember when we were Man United were ahead of City. We needed we were 8 points clear with 5 games to go. We blew it. So
no, but think about it this way: if they get 1 draw, they still finish with 1 point ahead of 2 points ahead of us. If they get a loss, they still finish with 1 point ahead of us. We need them to drop points twice.
Yeah, see, that's difficult. You need Brentford and Brighton to do you a favor away from home.
And that's where we look back and say, revisionist history, we messed up. We can't blame nobody but ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where it is. Can't see it. No chance. But you know what I can see? I can see Terrace Coat down there, man. If you want your discount on some great clothing down there, it's worn by boxes. Actually, some football players as well, man. Go have a little look. Go scan it. Go check it, man. There's a few of you that have actually bought some stuff. You know what I mean? So it's nice to know that you're using the Never Foul 15 code. I personally haven't used it yet. I'm gonna be representing it soon. I'm gonna be wearing it. Ty's gonna be wearing it. Daps is gonna be wearing it. I'm just saying. But yeah, man. I swiftly move it on. I'm not too sure if Monster's gonna jump in, but that means someone has to jump out, and that's up to them. To be fair, if they say no, they say no. But yeah, man. Talking on Liverpool Brentford now. 1-0. It wasn't an easy win. Liverpool look like they're gonna blow them away, but they showed they got another clean sheet. Liverpool have now won 6 in a row.
I don't know how, Cass. I don't know how. Brentford got on job that game. They just couldn't put the ball in the net.
Yeah, they couldn't put the ball in the net. Was that down to Brentford, or are we going to credit Liverpool for actually having a resilient defense to not
concede? Brentford for me. Brentford lack of poor finishing. Poor finishing. I have to say.
I thought Tony was quiet.
I thought he had a good game in terms of his build-up and stuff and what he was doing. I thought Mbeumo was the one that was like not really firing for them, if that makes sense, in the final third. I thought Brentford done good, man. You could see, there was one point I watched the whole game and it got to the 90th minute and Klopp, I don't know if anyone saw this, Klopp went over to the official and was trying to like force his way into looking at his watching that and was like begging for the full-time whistle and he was just like looking at his bench like, and I was like, when they're under pressure. But the thing is, at this point of this season, I always say, no matter if you win 3-0, 1-0, whatever it is, you just want to win. All you want to do is get to that final whistle in that 90 minutes. Like Liverpool have banked that now. They're 1 point behind us. It doesn't matter how their performance was. They've got the win. We played all right in the first 20 minutes. We lose 1-0. We haven't got the win. So the pressure's like coming to us. So Liverpool are just doing what they need to do. And Mo Salah, obviously, he's not had the best season, if I'm honest, in terms of like the way he's played. What? But in terms of his listen, compared to other seasons, Mo Salah's not been the best in terms of his overall game, Igal. There's a difference. But he scored goals. He's been scoring goals. So
recently,
I just want to say this. Mo Salah, Harry Kane, their teams have been performing poor, but based on their standards, they've been good. It's not scintillating best where you're scoring 34 goals or something like that. But what we have to understand is because his team's performing so poorly, we're judging him based on his team's performances, not single-handedly himself. 19 goals in the Premier League this season is no joke, bro.
No, like, it's still good.
When he won the Golden Boot, that was shared with Mane and Aubameyang, he only had like 3 more goals. He scored 22 goals that season.
No, he's been good, but that's how high I put his standards. Just the fact that I said he's not had as good a season in terms of his performance individually to what he's had in the last few years doesn't mean that I think he's bad. I think he's a very, very good player. So me just saying that he's not had the season that he's had in the past doesn't mean I think he's bad again. That just means I think he's had a bit of a worse season than what
crazy.
He had
this is his worst season, and he's got that many goals.
He's still got 19 goals. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's still scoring goals. He's still having an impact. That's what I'm saying. But I just don't think as him as an individual, if you asked him and said, "Oh, Sal, has this been one of your best seasons in a Liverpool shirt?" He wouldn't come out and say, "Yeah, it has been." But it doesn't mean it's been a bad season. Just for him, it's a bit of a dip. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say on specs.
Of late, how I'm seeing this right now with Salah and Liverpool, some of their players coming back, Jota, Diaz is back. I just feel like the pressure's on Man United and Newcastle. Liverpool got nothing to lose. They're going for it. 6 wins in a row. Whether they're scraping it or not scraping it, they're chasing. You get me? Like, they're putting the pressure on us. So it's going to be interesting. Man United, I was quite shocked. You lost back-to-back, lost last night. I heard West Ham were hanging on. Is that true? Was Ham hanging on?
No.
First time this season, we've lost back-to-back.
No, they weren't hanging on.
They weren't hanging on? Nah. Okay.
Nah, bro, not for me. We would again the same thing with Brighton. Like, obviously, we'll talk about it in a sec.
Bro, is it every time you've gone on Don Robbie's channel you've lost?
Yeah, I've got 2 L's in the drawer, but to be fair, all them games have been away. Never a home game. What do you expect, man? Come on, man.
You got poor way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I gonna get? What's the difference? It's like we expected to lose those. Actually, not the West Ham one. The Sevilla one, okay, cool. The Tottenham one, yeah, we should have won that one. To be fair, that was actually that was decent, but you know, we didn't get over the line. So what can I really say? What do you want me to do? Like I said to people, in it, like if you want me to stop going on DR Media because you think I'm bad luck, my PayPal is open. I'm telling you now. Are you gonna pay me 150? No. Well, there we go then.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. David De Gea's howler. He is absolutely shocking for that. Like, what kind of keeping is that?
We'll talk about that after the because a certain somebody's incoming, in it. Yeah. You know who the certain somebody is.
Let's get it.
But after he does come, we'll pause. We'll obviously get into that. But I feel like there's somebody that I feel like, again, it comes within the title about owing Liverpool an apology, because I think Jurgen Klopp has decided to get a tactical brain. Even if it's a simple move, Trent Alexander-Arnold, bro, that inverted right back, bro, he's untouchable right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne on the left, thinking he can get a break against Trent, but that didn't happen. And there's a lot of, not me personally, I can back myself in this because I like talent. Trent's talent. And the whole slandering on his defending, I couldn't care less about because he's so good going forward.
100%.
Like in the last 6 games, I think he's registered something stupid like 5 assists, something like that. He's already caught up. He's nearly caught up to Trippier already, or if not, he already has.
Has he?
In assists, yeah. Like I'm not even joking. Don't quote me for that. I might be wrong, but I think Trippier's still the best season. But that goes to show when the quality shines through, that's what you get, man. That's a world-class talent right there. He's not class, he's world-class. What are you, man, thinking about Trent? If anything that needs any questions, it's probably Robbo rather than Trent. You get what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But nothing ever goes towards Robertson because he's obviously a steady Eddie and stuff like that. But Trent's amazing, bro.
Nah, Trent's definitely outperforming Robertson at the moment. Robertson, for me, has gone under the radar in terms of he's actually had a poor season, to be honest. Because Tsimikas has not been amazing when he's come in. Robertson's kind of just not got away with it, but it's kind of just going under the radar. But I think more people are going to be watching Robertson more closely next year. I think he needs to really bounce back. Otherwise, Liverpool could be in that scenario where next summer, not this summer, next summer, they're looking for like another left back for the longevity. And Trent, I think the thing is with Trent, right? And even me as a Man United fan, I don't want to say I'm worried about Liverpool, but I kind of feel like I know that they're going to come better next season. Like no matter if they get top 4 or not, their plans are already in place to get the players they want because they're not really looking to get top 4. If they get top 4 off this season, that's a bonus. Them man are going to be hyped because they're thinking, how can we get top 4 when we've been like
Trust me.
Yeah, so the fact that I feel like Liverpool are going to get who they want, whether they get top 4 or not anyway, they're going to be back. And then they've got the whole of pre-season for Trent to then execute this role even more. Because kind of, let's be real, yes, he's an elite footballer, but he's learning on the job. Like, he's only been thrown in there the last 4 games, and he's doing well with it. So imagine a full pre-season, also with better midfielders that have the legs and can pass the ball better and control games better. Liverpool could be a little bit of a problem next season. I can't lie. If they get 3 or 4 of the right players and Trent can excel in that role, he can do better, man. Because come on, I'll be honest with you. For someone that's only been playing there 4 games, he's doing a decent job in it. Let's not
if Liverpool don't get Champions League football, it could definitely make them do a lot of damage in the Premier League. I think if they basically like play a lot of their rotate a lot in the European competitions, they won't have to focus because in the ever since they've been back in the Champions League, they've been taking it super serious, playing their best 11, not doing too much rotation unless they have to. And it's like next season they could do some serious damage in the Premier League. But I really do believe they're going to need to get their recruitment correct because we've seen this season that their recruitment, it's taken them a lot of time to get adjusted. It takes them a lot of time to get under their well. And the guy that's been getting a lot of criticism, Darwin Nunez, he needs to click. If he doesn't click next season and he doesn't start bagging them a lot of goals, that's like
Gakpo's ahead of him, Miguel.
Yeah, I speak on it. On it.
And do you know what, Cass? You remember as well. Do you remember a few weeks ago I said to you, when you look at the profiles, I said Gakpo is the closest to Firmino. And I said, Cass, from today when we done that stream, which is about 3 weeks ago, I was like, watch Gakpo. And I know Cass has been watching Gakpo because he's clocked his role now that for the system, it doesn't mean that Gakpo is amazing, but for what Klopp wants, Gakpo is better suited. He came out last week and said Gakpo's like the number 9 that suits us more. He's got the trickery, he's got the skill, he's got the hold-up play. Nunez is just a striker that you want to do a Jamie Vardy vibes. Put you through one-on-one and hope that you hit the net. And at the moment, they're putting him through one-on-one and he's not even hitting the net. He's not a left winger. Luis Diaz is better than him. Diogo Jota can probably press and do the little bits better than him with his movement. So Nunez, unfortunately, Gal, he's going to be one of them squad players. And next year, we might be looking at him thinking, 80 million, is it really going to work out? The only savior for Nunez is if they do get European football, like the Europa League and whatever it is, the Champions League, the fact that they're playing 2 games a week, he will get minutes because they need to rotate. So he might be one of them guys that just bangs bare goals in the Europa League because they're rotating. And then everyone will say, he deserves to start in the Prem. Then he'll start in the Prem, not quite work out. And then everyone will be like, that's why Gakpo starts. It's going to be one of them seasons, I think.
And I need to see their transfer window, guys. Let's be honest. If they sign 3 midfielders of quality that improves them massively, I'll be like, you know what? I'll be a little bit more concerned about Liverpool because I think they could definitely just make that leap back. But they need to sign 3 players of the quality and standard. They can't go and sign another. What's that kid that they signed from?
What type of midfielders are you going for then? Let me. What type? We all know they need midfielders again, but what type?
Okay, if if they get they're linked to McAllister. That's one.
Yeah,
Go get McAllister. Quality player, bring him in, right? That's one right there. And then the second one, you need a DM. If they go and get either obviously they're not going to go spend big on Caicedo. So let's see they get Paulinho, right? You get McAllister, you get Paulinho, and you finish it off with the Mason Mount. I'm looking at that midfield three and I'm saying, you know what, that's decent. Even though it's not like exciting transfers, what it is, it allows them to spend their budget correctly, or Ugart, the guy from Porto.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what about Amrabat from Fiorentina? Like someone like him.
I don't think they're gonna go for Amrabat because that was more of a January.
He's cold. He's cold.
Yeah, I think that was World Cup hype. The reality is Liverpool's gonna look for young players, or if they're gonna get experienced players, they're gonna go and get experienced players from within the Premier League, like a Paulinho or somebody like that. And if they bring in or Gravenberch also. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, good shot.
So if you can put up,
it'll only be 25 million as well, something like that.
I see LFCK's comment right there. McAllister, Ugart, and Gravenberch. For those three guys to come in, if they bring in those three guys, they also sign another center back because they need another center back. Liverpool cannot survive 100%. With this center back.
Gomez and
they currently have.
Not cutting it.
Too many injuries from Mata. You need one more quality center half, and in addition to that, they need to look at their situation with the front three, how they're going to sort it out going forward, and how they're going to.
I think that's where they're all right. To be honest, the front three, the depth they've got enough.
No, they have depth. They just need to figure out how the best way to play them, and I think they're starting to do that.
I mean, who said they're playing in Europa anyway?
No, I said Europa or
Champions League.
No, I was checking.
Bro, what do you mean? I've been on this train ever since you beat Man United 7-0. I said you guys are gonna catch them.
Just checking.
We'll say basically with Darwin Nunez, isn't it? Wherever you get Champions League or Europa League, that's where his minutes will play next season. Then I think he'll bang bare goals in the Europa League or something like that. He's that type of striker. I think Gakpo is much more suited to what Klopp wants, isn't it? That's what we're saying.
But don't write him off though, man. Like Nunez,
I'll never write him off.
Not you, but like I'm a big fan of Nunez. Like trust, like he will come good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like he will come good. Like I can see Monts. What you don't agree, Monts? You're not on his Nunez vibe. You can't see progression. He's had one season, bro.
Call a spade a spade. At the moment, Nunez is not good enough. Nunez is a rhythmic player, so he needs about 3, 4, 5 games to sort of get into the flow of things, to get his technical ability to be at least a 4 out of 10. He needs to at least be playing regularly, and then it tends to improve. I said he's a rhythmic player. He needs that time to bed in.
Yeah, and get him rhythmic time at Liverpool.
Right, but if he's not pulling his weight now, and Gakpo is showing his worth now, how is he going to get that rhythm when he's not playing enough? If he comes and plays the odd Europa League game or an odd Champions League game or a cup game, that's not enough rhythm for Nunez to develop like how he should actually develop, to show to show the potential that everyone seems to be talking about. But even though this potential, for me, hopium, not copium, I know good footballer when I see one. But like at the end of the day, I feel like he needs that time. And if he doesn't show his worth in the near future, in pre-season, or doesn't show that he's at least going to get into this front 4 or front 3, in my opinion, he's not going to get the time to adapt the way he needs to. He's not going to be able to develop the way he needs to. It sounds crazy. I'm shouting loan him.
I need you to say that.
You're not going to loan him out.
Loan him. I'm sorry.
Spend too much peas, man.
You're not going to loan him out simply because you invested so much.
He's too expensive.
But you know something? The difference between Nunez having 20 league goals right now and what he's on is literally his decision making in the final third is just a little bit not there.
It's not, bro. It's not. Have you not?
The 1-on-1 as well.
His first touch, his dribbling, his awareness.
No, but that has a lot to do with overthinking it. Because sometimes when you overthink things and make wrong decisions, you can misplace passes, you can misplace things, you can try to grab the ball, bring it down, and you're thinking about the goal already, and you can take your focus away from trying to bring the ball down properly. When things are going well for you, everything seems to be better. People see you as a player who's more technically gifted, but it's just second nature. Why
is he 64 mil for a confidence player?
Bro, it's not a confidence thing. We seen even at Benfica. Am I not mistaken? Am I not mistaken that Nunez his second season is when he banged? Like,
well, how would you know that?
This ain't the Portuguese. This is the Premier League, bro.
Yeah, you know what? Let me ask you lot something. Let me ask you lot something.
One second, bro.
With Nunez,
a lot of the best players in Premier League history, their first season was not great, bro. Didier Drogba's first season in the Premier League was.
That's what I'm saying. Give him time.
Do you know what then? Let me ask you a question, yeah? Now, Mods, let me ask you a question, yeah?
Man went from 6 goals to 26 goals in
right now. If I asked you right now, yeah, based off Darwin Nunez this season, and this is to you, Mods, I want you to answer first because you're a Liverpool fan. Are you saying that this time next year, we're all sat on the stream together, Darwin Nunez season next season is going to be worse than this year or better? What do you think?
It's going to be the same.
Okay. You know what I hear from Monshare is that if you pay that much big bucks for a striker, see next year in the Prem, if you're missing all those chances when you want to be applying for these trophies, you can't afford to miss that stuff. No, you really can't afford. I think along them lines.
It's about to, if we're gonna go to the next level, is Nunez? You got to ask yourself: is Nunez the guy to take Liverpool to the level that they need to be / go back to that we were at literally a year ago? Ask yourself that right now.
Yeah,
for me, squad player. I
want to ask you all a question. You lot need to, let's say your teams are in the Pacific. You guys just put yourselves in the position of a Liverpool fan or just your own team and make the circumstances the same. So let's say you guys went for the quad, two trophies, missed out on two of the two big boys. You've fallen off slightly, yeah, and now you need to go back to the top to competing for big trophies. Nunez has had one season. Do you put your eggs in Nunez's basket to take you back to that level of competing for Premier Leagues and a Champions League? Let's say if you're you finish in the top 4, do you put your eggs in the Nunez basket for next season for him to start every game? For you,
I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to tell you not starting every game. Squad player, not starting. Then
you answer my squad player.
Listen, you want to know something?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But squad players can be important. Mahrez, he's not a starter. Every game.
Yeah, man.
When I compared Nunez to Origi, they caned me. They said I was negative. I said he's like Origi. We paid 80 million for Origi.
Yeah. That's a bit harsh, though. I don't know.
He's better than Origi, I think.
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
Origi's the reason why they got Champions League medal, G.
Yeah, I just think you need a squad. I think when you want to compete for 4, you need a squad, Months. You need. I'm not saying
that's it.
You will start some games, innit? He's not going to be that guy where you're like every week, right? You are definitely starting like a Mo Salah. But if you want to go for all 4, you do need a squad, man. And he can. I don't like him really myself personally, but I know that he can score goals on a good day. And if he has a good day, that's 2 goals.
He will come good. He will come good.
Months. The guy has not been that bad.
I didn't say no. Again, putting words in my mouth. Didn't say he's been that
bad.
No,
but once he's asking like, would he be your starter? And I agree with Monts. He wouldn't be my starter, but he'd be in my squad.
To get us to the next level, is he good enough? The answer to that is no. Is he good enough for this current Liverpool team who have been in 7th for most of the league? Of course he is. Liverpool have been 7th for most of the league. Does he come anywhere near our front 3 now that we're 5th? No, he doesn't. Does he come anywhere near our front 3 last season when Mane was there? No, he doesn't.
Of course.
Let me give you guys a stat. Huh? I think Liverpool as a whole team have massively underperformed their XG, and that's largely due to Darwin Nunez. Okay, so if we look at Darwin Nunez, he's on 9 league goals. If he was on 15 league goals right now, which he should be on, right? Would you then be giving him the same level of smoke?
A little bit, yeah.
You still would be giving him that kind of smoke. If he had
it would be reduced because you know what? It gets to the point where if you're scoring goals, then and you're bought in as a striker, you're ideally doing your job. But what would still scare me a little bit is just that lack of being able to really hold up the ball. The rest of his technicality, the technical ability. But then I'll kind of look at that and go, all right, next season can we improve on that because you're going to be playing more. Because now you've kind of earned your straps to be starting. If you earn your straps to be starting, you're going to get that rhythm. You're going to have that rhythm most of the time. So that's the way I would.
And my main point is just if he comes back closer to what he's actually expected to be scoring, and he doesn't underperform his XG by like 6 goals every season, you're going to be getting what you paid for, a 15 to 20 goal a season striker.
Yeah, you know what? You know what it is with him. I think in fairness, I think the man's only been here for 1 season. Yeah, I think we can all give him that. Yeah, right.
So I'm saying,
And the last part is give him a midfield because it might just take that bit of a midfield where he doesn't need to work as hard and let him do his pressing the way he wants to do his stuff in the final third, not all the way back at his touchline because so and so can't do their job properly. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I look at it. Big up Sean. This is turning into a little bit of a rival show at the moment. I'm just trying to fit in cameras and everything as much as possible.
Squeeze me in, bro. I'll
breathe in.
I mean, you can sit next to Erdegaard if you want. You know what I mean? I'm trying.
Everyone's up early this morning, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of being next to this mug. One of the best players in the Premier League. I don't like standing next to him.
Oh, you can be next
bro.
to him.
Better than any midfielder you had since Ericsson.
No, he's very good. He's very, very good.
You compare him to your guy, Specs. You compare him to your guy, Isak.
Compare who? Nunez.
Oh, Nunez.
Yeah.
And for me, it's not even close. You know, it's not even close. Like Isak is better in
he's cold. I'll give you that.
Every way possible. That is what your 60 million should be buying you. Hopefully in the next season. But do you know what the difference is? You guys talking about Suarez first season, Drogba's first season. I know you man watch ball, and you lot they weren't looking at Drogba and Suarez thinking, he's not finished, he's not scoring the goals, but everything else is just crap. No, Suarez could do almost everything. Drogba has an undeniably underrated passing. Drogba's passing and hold-up play is ridiculous. Like the way man, bullying the best. You remember how many good centre-backs there were back then? Drogba was bullying them, man. Cool, he weren't scoring as many goals.
He was cold.
Bullying them, brothers. Bullying them. At the end of the day, the reason when you look at a player and you compliment them about everything apart from what they do on the ball, that tells you what you need to know. We need to keep it a buck. We looked at Werner and we laughed. I was there with the pitchfork and the torch, laughing at Timo Werner. Well, obviously, because I was a bit salty because I didn't get him. But when he weren't banging off and looking how he was looking, and Chelsea fans were telling me he creates space and he makes runs, I'll be like, please allow me. Honestly, allow me.
I've not seen Monts. I've just been dialed in for 2 seconds, but I've not seen Monts with this. Like he's got like a level of energy about him right now that I have not seen for a good couple of months.
I'm talking about that's what Nunez.
It feels like a Monts that's got some like he's hoping that maybe Liverpool got something left to fight for this season. I can feel it emanating. It's emanating from your pores.
Look at his smile. Look at him trying to smile.
You're trying to bring that top energy.
Well, that's a perfect
segue. I know you won against the runner play. You got your little win. I know, but listen. Don't do that. Hey, I'm just here chilling.
Once he's doing the one game at a time business.
Yeah.
Listen to him. The energy is so different. It's so different. I'm feeling it. I love it.
I feel like that's the perfect segue into what I was going to go talk to next.
Yeah.
Obviously, is Man United currently at this current moment of time. And what they've got hunting behind them at this current moment of time, which is Liverpool. And you know what? I was going to throw in Spurs. I ain't going to do that. That's just going to be banner, isn't it?
Wait, cousin time. Oh, you guys fought.
You know what's funny? Yeah, we had a conversation. Before Man United. No, was it after or before? Anyways, I rang you after the game once. You said along the lines of whenever Man United lose, it was after. Like you're around, but Ty is never around. Ty is here. And
I'm here this morning. I woke up.
Guys, ghost.
Get out of this.
I'm saying. But before we get into the Man United cooking, because I'm sure Sean's gonna love this. I'm sure Monster's gonna love this. Gal's already smirking. Don't let Terry watch because he's gonna go mad. And then obviously, he'll
lose his shit.
Specs is here, but Specs ain't gonna whatever.
Specs told it too.
Wait, one sec. Let's clear the room. Let's clear the air. Mohammed Abdi says, Cass is the biggest fraud in this show. Deluded fan. How about this, Mohammed? I run the show. You can fuck right off if you want, my G. You nice.
Come on, man. Too early, man.
This is what I say, yeah. We don't indulge in negativity towards the panel, innit? Like, if you want to be here, come for my footballing opinion, innit, as well. Like, respectfully, innit? But if you want to come towards me where it sounds a bit personal, my mod will get rid of you in a click of her fingers, bro. Like,
I think,
love this.
if I'm honest, I'll take the. I'm probably the most deluded fan. If I'm honest, like, let's be honest.
He's laughing. He's being a good sport. He's being a good sport. That's what I'm saying. This ain't no terrorist chat. This ain't toxic. You get what I'm saying? This is proper chat. Never a fouls chat mixed in with a bit of a Gal's subscribers, with a bit of Sean subscribers. I'm pretty sure, and a bit of Big Six Band subscribers. We all want to keep it, in house. You know what I mean? But you can cook me today, though. You can cook me today. I don't know how to say your name properly, but I'm gonna say it's you Takori.
That's a good effort, to be fair.
I would have the
rolled your R. You rolled your R on that little bit on the Takuri. I like that.
The Arabic's coming through in it when you're trying to learn. So inshallah, I would have the hair in Chelsea for 2 seasons. We're gonna talk about Chelsea for a sec. We're gonna probably go for about half an hour more, 20 minutes. It is bank holiday. No one's doing nothing. I'm surprised. I struggled to think of like, let me get a panel going anyway. You know what I mean? Like Specs is on it. Igal's on it. I don't trust Monts to wake up. Ty's, I thought he's going to be sleeping till 1. Sean, I didn't expect that. Do you get what I mean? So, man. And here we are. It's like a rivals panel on a Monday. And we got rivals tomorrow.
Monday mornings. Hey, the government needs to give us more bank holidays, man.
Yeah,
but yeah, for you guys in, there's 350 of you nearly in here.
Yeah,
if you guys
run up the likes, man.
Let's run up the likes. It's boring, but
big
it's
up.
got to be done, man. Big up yourselves if you already done. So, what's up? What's the like? As Monts, I'm gonna take a lead from Monts' book. We're on 173 likes. What's the like target for today? 250.
250. Yeah.
How many goals? How many goals does Rashford have?
Oh, 29, 30 together.
How many goals does he have since the 20th of Feb?
I think he's got like 4 goals and like.
What is the percentage chance of Liverpool finishing top 4? Whatever that is, you need to hit. That's the target. I can find that out for you. That's the target for your likes to views ratio. How about that?
The percentage chance of Liverpool getting top 4.
I can't lie. It's 12 in the afternoon. I've had 3-4 hours sleep. This doing the maths ain't gonna work with me right now. I just need a number.
The percentage chance is 27%.
Oh, we've already hit that one. Okay.
270 then.
270.
All right, we've got 100 likes then. All right, cool. You guys know what to do if you haven't done so yet, man.
No. But wait, Cash, Cash, yeah? Once. I just want to ask you, get me, and all other Liverpool fans on my WhatsApp and that. Real talk, in your heart of heart, at this moment in time, do you feel you can push for that top 4? Are you confident you can squeeze in there?
Monts is the guy. If I was doing it, it'd be like, Cass, I know what you're really thinking. When you go to bed at night, you're going to be looking at the ceiling.
It's D-Day on the hopes. It's D-Day.
How about this?
Come on, man. Be real with me.
I'm looking at you man's performances, yeah. Because remember, it's not about me winning all my games. If you man win all your games, you man finish top 4. That's the bottom line, isn't it? That is the bottom line. Yeah. My thing is that, can you go and win the rest of your game, get your games, as long as me doing it as well? And I think that I'm looking at United.
We can lose one.
I'm looking at United and I'm thinking,
I don't know, Ty, man.
I'm thinking home games. But now I'm looking at Newcastle. I'm thinking, you lot got a couple bogeys in you.
Yeah, we're in there. That's what I'm asking you, because I'm feeling a little nervous.
At United, but Specs, you man are there too.
Yeah, they've got Leeds.
I know.
Leeds half 12 is not going to be easy. Leeds at half 12.
Right, and you see, you man got a little stinker in here and there. Like, and I'm not saying you man are hard the way you're playing, but sometimes you lot don't know how to find the net. And I think that could really power
Months. Big Sam, first home game against Newcastle, half 12 kickoff. They might win it early, you know.
That's a big game for us, you know.
I see. Is that this weekend? Is that
Ellen Road.
Yeah.
Watch your back.
And then Newcastle we got Brighton in the midweek. They play twice.
Yeah, we got Brighton. Yeah. It's gonna be testy, bro. So Leeds is important.
And the thing is, I'm just gonna say this from now. You lot ain't really used to this back end of the season thing. It's been a long time since you really.
This is all, the whole season is new. It's all new to us, bro.
This is new money. Y'all ain't been to the strip club. This is new money. Y'all ain't playing one.
New money, but we ain't opened the bank too. We ain't spent two as people think we should get. But
you know what I'm saying? So
I don't think we're botting it though. Like you say we ain't scored, but recently we're back on that scoring bare goals. You get me? 3-1 Southampton, 4-1 away Everton, 6-1 Spurs. Sorry, Sean, but we're getting back to that scoring streak. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not. I don't think we're bottled it, bro.
You didn't need to say sorry to Sean.
That always catches.
No. I went a dig, Sean. I'm just making it.
I'm not gonna lie. I did a show yesterday. Spurs are just catching strays from everyone nowadays. It's crazy.
It wasn't a dig. I swear, it wasn't a dig.
I mean, now the thing is, United also need to win 3 out of their 4 games. I don't believe United don't beat Chelsea. That's not happening. I'm saying that.
Let me give you the big answer. I'm just gonna say this. Frank Lampard.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
But he's finally got a win. He finally got a win.
It doesn't matter. You don't beat.
Bournemouth have been doing bits for the last couple of months. Bournemouth had a fantastic last couple of months.
I think Sean know what happened is, Man United will be all right, Sean, because Bournemouth will be on the beach by the time we play them. They're safe now. They're cool. So that's why I think when we play them, it's all right.
True. I forgot about that. I thought they were fighting.
Sorry, I'm not talking about Bournemouth. I'm talking about Frank Lampard.
No, it's Man United segment. Man United. This is Man United.
This is about Man United. Gal's trying to get us back on target, on track. Sorry, it is about Man United. This little part here before we talk about anything else. Man United, look, bro. Is it time to be worried? I'm confident. Like, I still don't care. 3 out of 4 games. I think we beat Bournemouth away anyways, to be honest. Out of one of the away games we can win, that's going to be it.
The Giants,
maybe to you, but Wolves don't worry me. As I said to you, who else have we got? Wolves and who? Fulham.
We've got Fulham at home.
Was it 13 points or was it 11 points that you're ahead of Liverpool?
We need 9 points from 12.
No. How many points was the gap when you guys were on the same games and you guys were ahead of them? Because I see somewhere.
We always had a game. I think we always had one game more than them, but the gap was like 11 to 13 points.
Because people like talking about bottle jobs, right? I'm not gonna lie.
This is looking like
if you guys are gonna bring it to us, you guys are doing it worse than us. Because you guys.
I said it on Saeed's show last night. If we bottle this top 4, it's just as bad as people coming for Arsenal. Facts.
No, it's not.
Facts, bro.
It's not as bad. It's not as bad.
It is probably worse. It's probably worse.
It's a greater point tally.
Let me reinform this. Yeah,
it's probably worse because there can only be one winner. There can be 2 spots in the top 4. Actually, 4.
This is my reasoning for it, yeah. Losing out to City on a title race, there's no shame in it, if I'm going to be totally honest, yeah. But losing out to Liverpool, who are meant to have this garbage-ass season,
and
all this kind of stuff around it, for Man United to bottle, let's say from a 11 point, let's just say about 10 points, 9 points, 10 points, because I don't know, unless someone can go get me the actual. When you got the actual games in your hand, Tottenham game, what the other game that we dropped points on before that, etc.
What are you saying? Bro, what are you saying? Tottenham game?
That's because we were 2-0 up against you. That's why. That's dirty, bro. That's arson.
We've got 4 points from our last 12 possible 12. What we drew with Spurs. Obviously, we beat Villa. Like, that's the only game we've won in our last 4 games, basically, beating Villa, which was a 1-0. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm in Cass's camp here that I'm confident we get top 4.
You're getting
and
kicked
it's not
out.
because of Man United. Let me make this clear, man. It's not because of Man United. It's because of who we're playing. The fact that we've got 3 home games, I'm thinking, okay, we should be able to get the job done. And Bournemouth is the away game. It's not a tricky away game. I think Man United get top 4. If we don't, there needs to be a big conversation because we can't bottle it from here.
As a Tottenham fan, right, I don't really care whether like Arsenal think that United bottled it more than they did, or United think Arsenal bottled it more than, like, you both bottled it, and that is the beautiful takeaway. If Man United fall out the top 4 and Arsenal don't win the champions, don't win the league, which they won't, then you shouldn't be. Why are you comparing? Like, it's a competition now on who bottles it more, rather than just recognizing that you both bottled it. That should be the takeaway. You both bottled it.
Bro, can I talk about the players in the game for a second? Because De Gea's howler needs to be mentioned. I just want to say this. Man United fans came for me last season when I said you need to move on away from De Gea. Earlier this season, I said you need to move away from De Gea. What is the obsession that certain people have with De Gea?
I don't know. It's not me or Cass. I agree with you, Gal.
Always from early times on the De Gea out trade still.
Yeah,
listen, I know you guys are, but there's a lot of your fans that are still on him. And also, keep it on De Gea for a second, but I also want to talk about Rashford. Man. Is Rashford a purple patch player, or is Rashford actually consistent?
No, Rashford's doing what he does best. He's knackered, bro, or he's not right. I don't think that injury is gone yet. But to be fair, He doesn't look injured. He doesn't look injured. It's looking like again,
he's not a purple patch player.
I don't know. We'll know next season, I think, because he was purple patch is like scoring a few goals here, then scoring a few goals there. He's been doing it until he got injured. So for me, we don't know. But for me on the Rashford part is one sec. For me on the Rashford part, I'm not gonna, bro. I can cut him some slack. The only reason why I can cut him some slack right now is because he's the only player that has stepped up and tried to do a thing. Now it's the only thing where I look at is towards other players, not Rashford, because Rashford's done it and he's been doing it for us. So why haven't other players? 72 million Sancho, bro. Why hasn't he stepped up? Anthony is only just getting better and actually trying to. To be fair, yesterday Anthony for me was the only one that was flipping trying to do something. Do you know what I mean? Martial come back from injury, ain't done shit. You know, they ain't good enough. Bruno Fernandes's form has dropped significantly. Casemiro doesn't help us at the moment either. Do you get what I'm saying? There's all these form of factors where I can't give Rashford any criticism, but I can give him credit of his performance of late. They're not good enough. They're not good enough. But the one player we were talking about for me, but I've actually been 50-50 on him. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Is David De Gea. I don't know about Musa, like on Saï TV, if anyone knows Musa, his talent ID is crazy shit. But like, respect to Musa, he's my guy. But bro, like, it's time to get rid of De Gea, man, because bar those decisions didn't get given. But see that chant, see that save right there. See that save right there. That's what could that 1 point that we could have got at West Ham, just one, could be the difference why we might could afford a draw, let's say against the Chelsea sign at the end of the season. That's criminal. I think it's this season out of anyone in the top leagues in Europe. David De Gea's conceded the most self-inflicted chances. Errors. The most errors. That's criminal, bro. It's time to move on with the game.
Who do you want?
Do you know what? I just think for sure there's a go on, Kath. Go on.
His passing, his underpowered passing gets us in trouble even.
Yeah.
Yesterday in the second minute, I think, or third minute, he gave the ball away straight away. It was more than just that flappy angle.
Yeah. Even Antonio jumped with him and he went down like a little wet piece of flannel. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's just
to be fair.
There is I respect De Gea and I like what he's done for us over the years. He came through it when he started for Fergie. He was getting bullied and stuff. He's won a league for us. He's rose up when we was in the down and the dumps with Van Gaal and all them times. But at the end of the day, if De Gea is not going to get any better, he's going to keep making these mistakes. He can't pass the ball at his feet. He can't command his area. The only thing he's good at is shot stopping. A keeper should be able to shot.
But isn't that the same? Isn't that the same though, mate? With most goalkeepers that are 33 or older, like they didn't grow up with the game the way it is. Like the Hugo Lloris is the same. There's a never-ending line of 32, 33-year-old goalkeepers that didn't grow up with distribution being a foundational point of a goalkeeper's talent.
It's true. I agree with that. But the thing with Eric Ten Hag, Eric Ten Hag, I see a report come out this morning, finally, from Samuel Luckhurst saying some of the senior figures at Manchester United are questioning about De Gea. However, if Ten Hag wants to be successful, right, as a Manchester United manager, and he wants to be able to have all the balls in his court, he needs to be ruthless with his decisions and say, right, the way my system works, and I was playing at Ajax, I had Anana, who plays at Inter Milan now, as my keeper, who can play with the ball at his feet, fantastic, right? That is the base of your team. And De Gea is the base of our team right now. We have him next season, despite all the signings we make in midfield, in attack, whatever, Harry Kane, whoever it is, we're still going to have the same problems at the back. Get rid of the keeper and respectfully say, De Gea, your time's done.
Is Henderson still on loan from you lot?
No, please.
Is Henderson still your player?
I don't want Henderson either, even though he's probably better than De Gea for the system. I still want
he's not bad with distribution.
He's all right, bro.
He's all right, but Henderson's got to lose your mentality. I've seen my man move out the way of Salah scoring a goal. I literally saw him move to the other side of the goal.
Let me flip it on these. Mont said something earlier. Mont said, "Oh, if we were going for the quadruple, would you want Nunez as your starter?" And we was all like, "No, squad player." Right, I'll ask the same thing to you lot. If I was Manchester United and we get in the Champions League and we're trying to go for all competitions, would you want Henderson as your goalkeeper? The answer is no, right?
No.
Thank you.
Who do you want? Who do you want? David Raya.
I want David Raya. I do 20 million.
Yeah. David Raya is going to Tottenham. They're going to go get that guy from what's his name?
What? AC Milan,
Jan Oblak from Atletico.
Jan Oblak can't play the ball at his feet.
No, exactly. Well, that's the thing. He's 32-year-olds. They can't do it. They can't do that.
Yeah, it's different breeds.
You know who's a good suit, but it's probably too early to even look at him. You know, still
Zuno,
the Brighton kid.
No, I don't want him.
Still,
you can get Bazzuno from Southampton. He's a quality.
Diego Costa, that's the guy you guys are after, right?
Fancy boy, I don't want him.
Pre him properly though, innit? Pre still.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. What about? Do you know what? A year ago,
Diego
people
Costa
rated
the guy
Robert
you guys are
Sanchez.
after?
Now Robert Sanchez is not there.
It's true.
Robert Sanchez now he's on the bench.
But Sanchez does have a mistake in him. But do you know what
Yeah,
I'm
Elio.
You're gonna get Costa.
He's 22. He's 22 years old.
I'm not having in that.
Nah.
2 seconds. 2
saying?
seconds, guys.
32.
Comdean says here as well. Can we all agree Martinelli over Rashford this season?
In the Premier League, yes. All competitions.
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Wait,
wait.
Wait a minute. Over Rashford this season?
In the Premier League, he's having a better season.
One
In all competitions.
No, bro.
Are we just
Hell no.
Rashford's form all of a sudden just because he's had a couple stinky games?
Exactly. Hell no.
Martinelli wasn't getting called Martin.
Bro, what are you talking about? Martinelli's been amazing all season.
All season.
All season, bro. All season, bro.
He had a bad.
Bro.
When did he have a
Don't be
bad
biased, bro.
For the entire from January until March, Monts would refuse to call him Martinelli. He called him Martin or Nelly. He never called him
Martin, bro. Martin, bro.
No,
I thought it was Martin Smelly.
Come on, bro.
Listen. Are we forgetting that Rashford only has like 3 goals in like friggin' 2 months? Like, what are we talking about?
We're calling him crap. And we said
the season, bro.
Period. So we have
Listen,
to
you want to know something? This is how football is. When somebody's having a decent season and then they're going through a rough patch, people are going to call it out and they're going to say, yo, this player is keeping up the consistency and this player is now overpassing him. It's a race. Basically, you can get overtaken. It doesn't mean you forgot about what you've done.
Nah, Rashford, I'm not having that, bro.
Listen,
not the mind I got Rashford this season.
Can you tell me definitively that Rashford's having a better Premier League season than Martinelli? Because I'll give you overall. No, but I always said from the beginning. Don't try to do that from the beginning. I always said Rashford's having a better season overall.
Rashford scored 9 goals.
Rashford's having a better season in all competitions. Martinelli's having a better Premier League season. That's the reality.
I can
glasses on, man.
No, because when he asked the question, I answered it.
We're forgetting the project. Let's talk about Manchester United. These bums have
Let's talk about Ten Hag.
2 games. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about Ten Hag. When Ten Hag comes into his first season, I'm going to give him time. I'm not going to criticize him too much. But if you guys bottle top 4 this season, as much as it's on your players, you also have to look at Ten Hag and be like, yo, how is he bottling these games? How is he not doing better? How is he still sticking with players who are having poor performances? I get onto my own manager about this. Why is you guys, your own fan base is screaming out, why is Whitehorse playing? Why are these guys playing? And let's not forget, this guy is, even though he won the league at Ajax almost every year, he is part of their worst ever Champions League capitulation against Tottenham. And he has a history of this. So
they've played a lot of games, though. You got to put that in there as well. Man United have played a lot of games. Do you not agree? Yeah. That plays a part to it.
That's the thing. Ty, you know when you was talking about De Gea, yeah? And just to be quick about this. And Kaz, I think you said the point, the self-inflicted error, whatever you call it, the error leading to the goals of De Gea. You said he cost you that point.
Cost a lot of points, though,
yeah. But don't you think as well? And by the way, I don't think he's good enough to take you guys to the next level or to even next season. I'm not saying he is good enough, but the saves he has made this season to save you points also, he has saved you a plethora.
Yes.
You know what? I agree with that. You watch United a lot, a lot of the saves he makes come from his errors of passing it out in the first place.
Of course. I always say this. I don't know how a keeper makes him so. You know when they say make himself look big, he makes himself look smaller, and he has to. It's his position. That's why I've always said his saves look better because of his poor positioning. But at the end of the day, they still need saving. All I'm saying is, Man United have had a lot of. Listen, I think the cracks have been papered over quite a lot this season with Man United. And a lot of those have been solved by Casemiro, and been solved by Martinez, and De Gea making saves that he shouldn't be making. Like, it's, for me, the Leicester game that you win about 3-0. First 20 minutes of that game,
do you not think, Monts, when you look at the best teams, right? Look at your team. Look at Liverpool in the last 5-6 years. You've had Alisson, yeah? You look at Man United when it was Van der Sar. You look at Chelsea when it was Cech. When you look at the teams, that have been winning things, Edison, even at Man City, despite him not having to make a lot of saves. When you have a defense in front of you that trusts the goalkeeper behind you, they can focus on their game and be confident. You look at Tottenham, right? Romero, Dyer, whoever is playing centre-back, they're never that confident also because they know they've got a keeper behind them who's flappy as well. And Manchester United defenders are the same. You look at the reaction from when they scored yesterday. It was just like Luke Shaw and that waving their hands around, doing all this. I just want them to have a goalkeeper they can trust in behind them, that then they can focus on their job. And the only way I look at this as well is, AC Milan, Mike Maignan, whatever his name is, he's brilliant. Tomori done an interview last week and said, having him back in behind us has just made us feel so confident again. That tells you the volume of how important a keeper is behind you, have given you that confidence to focus on your job. We don't have that. Every time a cross comes in once, you're thinking you can score.
Yeah, and but that's what I'm saying. But I think it's not, obviously, I do think De Gea is a massive part of this, and I think there is a bit of confidence that's been depleted from United. But I'm looking at that spicy Tyreek Mitchell that plays left back. I'm looking at that spicy Fernandinho that you man called a 5-time Champions League winner, who's been crap for 2 months now that no one's talking about. I'm talking about 2 months.
One month. It's been back for like 3 weeks, G.
And anyway, we're gonna talk on that Brazilian thug. We're gonna talk about that thug. We're gonna talk about that thug. But also,
Kaz,
you need to talk
for me in the chat.
No, someone's asking for your name.
Oh, but Kaz, remember when I told you when I asked you about the Rashford injury, and you said no, he's gonna be back on X date. He's gonna be fine. And you were right. He did come back on that specific date that you told me. And I said, wait, Kaz, but do you not know what injured Rashford plays like? Do you not remember injured Rashford? Well, Ollie's in that long-term Rashford. Do you not remember him? Because that's the Rashford you're going to see. You're like, no, it's fine, man. It's going to be... Now look what we're seeing. Rashford is still injured. I'm watching him. He's not, the worst thing is he's not even playing that bad. Like, he's not as bad as what he was. But Rashford something's not right there.
Yeah, his body language looks off. His body language.
I watch every United game.
Yeah,
Rashford ain't the same right now, bro.
No, but the whole team ain't the same right now either. But bar Anthony, I think. But yeah, obviously I think even having obviously Shaw and Lindelof is a makeshift partnership, but it's doable for now because it's not like we're getting
no leadership in there, though, isn't it?
But what's wrong with Casemiro? What's wrong with him?
I can't tell you.
You know what? Someone said a point the other day, yesterday on Saeed's show, and I don't know if it's a psychological thing. They basically said the way Casemiro plays, he loves going and making them crunching tackles, winning the ball back. Ever since he's getting these red cards, it's like it's in his head now. He's like playing with less risk because he's worried about getting booked or getting sent off. It's like it's taken. It's like it's taken
happened to Romero. This happened to Romero.
There's more to it. I want to say there's more to it. United used to press very well. Like, we were actually pressing very well. We ain't done it. We ain't been doing it.
He's been poor since he's come back, Cass, to be fair.
Yeah, but we ain't pressed. Like, we only pressed against Tottenham. We pressed against Tottenham in the first half, then we stopped. All of a sudden.
I hate the way you say Tottenham. I hate the way you say Casemiro
was... Yeah, but Casemiro was flipping... When you notice the DM's doing his job is when you don't notice him. Like against Tottenham again, Spurs, whatever you want to call it. Flipping... you have to move the ball out wide. That's what I was saying about West Ham. They weren't doing nothing through the middle, to be honest. They had to keep moving the ball out wide. They're having a lot of joy against Wan-Bissaka, especially Benrahma. You know what I mean? And then down the right-hand side, Malacia, don't even get me started on that guy. I don't like him. But it's all if, buts, and maybes. For me, De Gea as well, when you want to look at element of some sort of control in the game, you need to pass back to your goalkeeper. You want to play a high line. It's probably a reason why we can't play a high line is because of that man right there.
And don't sweep that great either.
Yeah, Comdean here, big up for the super chat, says Martinez is an elite level outlet for us. Rashford treats the ball like lava, plus Martinez has more GA in the Prem. Yeah, in the Prem.
That's just Rashford, man. He likes to shoot on sight sometimes. That's just what it is.
Yeah, that's his thing. And big up Soups as well in the building. Says Martinelli is not a contender for team of the season. Rashford is a shoo-in. Case closed. I think that goes to show everything.
I don't think that's accurate.
I think Kieran's a stretch, but
I think Martinelli could easily overtake him if Rashford continues to not score and Martinelli continues to score at the rate that he's been scoring. The last couple of games, he's almost scored every game, where Rashford hasn't scored many.
I just don't know.
This is a spanner in the works. I think if Man City do go on to win the league, I'd opt for Grealish at left wing because
for me, what are you talking about?
For me though,
it's called business end of the season. It's called business end of the season.
Nah, bro, there's no way.
Not about that though, once, man.
All right, as I said, you man that ain't seen a Prem in nearly 20 years, I won't understand about.
Nah, bro. At this point, you're trying to do this thing.
Do you know how difficult business end of the season? I'm someone who don't do it.
Bro,
business end of the season is the mad thing.
Let's just do a combined.
But individual performances though.
Another show, girl. Don't another show.
That's what it is, right?
To be fair though, gal, I think everyone in here is literally being Rashford over Martinelli, so you lose anyways.
No, that's fair enough.
No,
I'm not even disputing that. I'm just shocked.
I'm gonna move on.
The sheer audacity to just say Jack Grealish's whole beginning of the season is irrelevant and only post January, where you were just criticizing Martinelli for a couple months, but you're forgetting about.
I might actually put Matoma in there. I could put Matoma in there ahead of.
No. The sheer no. It's if it came from anybody else, man. Fine.
Move the conversation on.
Forget it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that stuff. Mixed Mitchell says United fans want us to believe it's a long-term project. When they're players like Varane, Bruno, Casemiro, and these are now players. Yeah, but what about the rest of them? There's a spot. There's like we barely have a striker, bro. This is a long-term project. You gotta like the thing is, see comments like that, then you say, "Oh, but when you lose, you start complaining about the Glazers in your club." Come on, man, make it make sense, bro. Is that like any Man United fan that wants Ten Hag out? You're a donut, bro. You're not a United fan to me, innit?
What is the latest with your? What is the latest with your ownership? Is it all going quiet?
We nobody knows, bro. Nobody knows.
We were meant to know something.
You feeling Qatari today? You feeling Qatari?
He said 10 days.
Today I am Qatari.
Are you feeling Qatari today? Ty, you feeling Qatari?
They said 10 days.
I'm always Qatari, man. Look at the bid.
They said 10 days when the bids finally got submitted, right? 10 days. Yeah. And we'll know.
But they keep saying deadline. What's that about? Like, I'm confused. Every month is deadline.
There's no deadline, bro. They just keep.
But why they keep saying that? I don't know.
They're treating Man United like a transfer window. Listen,
mad,
they're treating Man United's takeover like the transfer window. They're milking the shit out of it. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
But when it comes to the biggest club in the world getting sold for the biggest transaction ever in history, of course things are going to be a bit more techie than any other club. So there's levels to this shit. But what's it called? Yeah, moving on to the last few minutes, just because Sean is here.
Wait,
Spurs,
no, whoa.
Yeah, we spent over 26 minutes talking on Man United.
No, we didn't talk about how Declan Rice bossed Casemiro. Bossed him.
Yeah, we can talk about that, Matty, but bro, this ain't a cooking just a cooking show. I'm trying to talk about the teams that actually won.
My bad. We'll save it for Big Six Fans. Don't worry.
So the last few minutes is just on Tottenham, man. Crystal Palace game. Any changes, Sean?
What? Kane's got the record. Second highest now, isn't it?
Yeah, look.
Getting close to Shearer, man. Getting close.
I spoke about this on the channel yesterday, so I won't repeat myself. But what I forget, congratulations to Harry Kane. What I do think is interesting from Tottenham perspective is Ryan Mason switching up tactically and moving to a different system that had like Romero moving into the center, Emerson Royale, Chicken Royale being asked to do what a lot of Tottenham fans wanted, which is to play almost like a right-sided centre back, and then allowing some of the more offensive wing backs that we've got to push forward. Pedro Porro looked like a different player when you take out the defensive responsibilities of him and you let him play forward. His ability to cross the ball is mad. He can put it on a sixpence. Like he's got whip, he's got power. Like his set pieces were spectacular. When he had the ball, it was spectacular. Like if Tottenham can go and get Julian Nagelsmann, I did a video about this just before I came on my channel. Like Julian Nagelsmann at Bayern Munich last season and for the first half of this season, even though it looks on paper like it's a 4-2-2-2 that he was playing, it was more of like a 3-1-5-1 where you had Pavard, De Ligt, and Upamecano as centre backs, and you had Alphonso Davies, almost as a left back on paper, but playing more as a left wing forward. Kimmich in as a monster number 6 behind. If Tottenham can go and get a monster number 6, like a Ugarte, like a Palhinha, or even the guy Frank Kessie from Barcelona, and if Tottenham can get a Laporte from City or a Gleison Bremer from Newcastle.
Christensen's apparently out.
That's the whole.
I know. Yeah, but Tottenham absolutely needs to go and drop 50 million quid this summer on a left-sided centre back, and ideally go and spend another 30 million quid, 40 million quid on a 6 and a goalkeeper. If we can get those 3 positions done, I don't think Tottenham need to worry so much about people like Maddison or James Ward-Prowse or any of that stuff. Yesterday's system that Ryan Mason put in play, he was putting his name in the hat for the job. He's never going to get the job. He needs to go and learn his stripes elsewhere. But the formation that he presented, to me, with the players that we have, is super interesting. And if Julian Nagelsmann does come into Tottenham, he can work with the squad. If you go and get a goalkeeper, a left-sided centre-back, and a monster number 6, Tottenham could 100% utilise Nagelsmann's preferred system. And I'm excited by it. The game itself was forgettable. It was boring as hell. Nothing really to sort of write home about. But what it could be is an insight into a future tactical system that £15 million a year Antonio Conte never, ever thought about changing. Ryan Mason's been in the job for 3 games. I know he's conceded a lot of goals against Liverpool and United, but actually the football that he's presented is different. It's innovative. And I think he should go and get a job somewhere else at a League 2, a League 1 club, go and earn his stripes. But in the future, I do think he'll be an interesting manager to watch because he is experimental and he is quite innovative with how he sets his teams out. So,
is Harry Kane part of that future though? That you're thinking, Sean?
I hope so, mate. I said this yesterday again on Ty's show on the channel here. I feel like for me, there's 2 options that make sense. Either Man United go and spend 120 million, make it like offer a number that Daniel Levy can't refuse. But if he doesn't go to United this summer, United go and spend 100 million quid on somebody else, whoever that is. And then even if Harry Kane is threatening to run his contract down, by the time next summer comes around, I don't know if there's another team in the Premier League that need him and that would make sense for him. I don't think he goes to Arsenal or Chelsea.
Could make a move. I don't feel like
he wouldn't do it. I just don't think he'll do it, mate. Like I said yesterday, like Sol Campbell still to this day gets, like, everywhere he goes, if he walks into a Tottenham fan, he goes into a restaurant, he gets absolutely, like, he gets mud thrown at him. Horrible. Tottenham fans, as I said yesterday, they booed Harry Kane when he didn't turn up for pre-season training, when he was like twerking for the City gig a couple of summers ago. I just don't think Harry Kane. Huh?
Who's replacing him? Richarlison?
At Tottenham.
If he
leaves, well, look, I think Tottenham could go and take the 100 million that you'll get, and I think that you go and spend 50, 60 million on. I don't know. No, I don't think we'll get Tony, but I think you could go elsewhere. I think that there's that Rasmus Højlund. I don't know if he'd be available. I think he's a quality asset. You could go go to Juventus, who have got financial problems, and see if you could get Dusan Vlahovic. There are other players out there that don't.
I can imagine you trying to buy Lautaro Martinez and you'll regret it because he's crap.
Maybe, but he's not going to be a number 9, is he? He's not going to play.
He's not number 9.
I thought Lautaro Martinez would be your kind of player, though.
Nah, I don't like him.
I don't want him.
I don't like him to go. Yeah.
I don't want him either. No,
trying to think of strikers.
We definitely not.
Guys, let's be honest. If they get Ivan Toney, that's their key Harry Kane replacement.
They're not going to get him, bro.
Yeah, he would be good. You know what? If not, I would wait 1 year. And if Harry Kane stayed 1 year and they let him go on a free, I would go in a year's time and get Evan Ferguson from Brighton and try and buy it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Evan Ferguson's probably not a bad shout, actually. Evan Ferguson's not a bad shout.
He's a next Kane for me, anyways.
Well, Sean, why not Ivan Toney? You kind of like just brush past that.
Yeah, why not? That was a question ago. Yeah,
I think he would be the one that's rumored to come in, but I don't. Like I say, I'd be okay with Ivan. I like Ivan. I don't know how long his ban's going to be. Like, there's all these unknowns, isn't there, around him? But for me personally, I think Man United will go and get him if they don't get Harry Kane this summer. And that's where I see that my vision is that Harry Kane ends up signing again for Tottenham under duress.
No
he doesn't
way. Sean,
here.
I love you. Sean, I respect you, bro. He is not signing a new deal. He either leaves this summer or he leaves on a free. He is not.
Where does he go? Where does he go next summer? If Man United don't get him this season, and Man United go and
Newcastle,
and you're telling me that the team.
Why would he go to Newcastle?
Because Newcastle are going to have higher aspirations than you guys.
Maybe
Newcastle.
not. We had this conversation yesterday. I personally think I think Newcastle are going to drop next summer because I think the difficulty for Newcastle is going to that next level and having that balance of how they transition out players like Fabian Schär, Dan Burn,
that's why
Almiron.
You have to invest a bigger squad.
If Harry Kane doesn't have an option in the Premier League to go to, and Newcastle give him the money. First of all, they have the money. That's one. Number two,
Tottenham will pay him the money anyway. That's irrelevant.
They have a team that potentially could be in the Champions League next season. And in the foreseeable future, we don't know what their squad's going to look like. Like
Newcastle aren't winning the Champions League, are they? Newcastle aren't winning the Champions League, so that's not going to be a big.
They're not winning the Champions League. They're not winning the Champions League, but it's not Tottenham aren't winning anything either. So
exactly. So why leave? So why leave Tottenham to go to another club where you're not going to win anything anyway?
Because at least, guess what? Newcastle's project in a year's time could be more ambitious than Tottenham's.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially.
You've got to look at what Isak and Callum Wilson are doing. I'm sorry, I wouldn't want to disrupt that by bringing in a player for me who. Again, Newcastle have this frantic style of play where they do press high and they do bring the game to you, and it's a fight when you go to Newcastle. We saw the Arsenal game yesterday. Arsenal had to fight to win that game, not to outplay them. They had to fight. I don't see Harry Kane pressing like a dog and doing the stuff that Isak and Callum Wilson are having to do.
Didn't he do that under Punch?
They'll have to change their whole
to adapt 4 years ago.
Ty, backstream. I'm gonna present to you a couple of bets. You're a gambling man. I want you to give me some juicy odds on Harry Kane to still be at Tottenham for the 24-25 season. All right. I want you to figure out what that value looks like.
Wait, 24-25? Or do you mean 23-24?
No, I'm saying I think he will still be at Tottenham
after next season.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
so you figure out. You figure out that value.
That says everything you need to know about Kane. Then really,
I will mute you lot, bruv. Yeah,
sorry.
I wanna run. I am absolutely knackered. I'm hungry, and I've got smelly ass dinner back there. No, big up to everyone. I'm joking. I'm not gonna mute no one. I ain't a certain somebody, but but what's it called? Big up to everyone that joined in. Yeah, you mute people. Don't do that.
I've never muted it. I don't mute people.
Anyways, yes you do. But anyways,
quickly. What? So we said because Brighton have got Everton today. I think Brighton win, and then what? Is Southampton going down today? Is this the day Nottingham Forest put them down?
I want Nottingham Forest win. I hate Southampton.
Yeah, it's the Forest win. Southampton are gone, you man. That's it. Today's the day. The first relegation done.
Yeah, man. But if they don't,
we'll see, man. We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see, man. Today's games are arse and cheeks, though. I can't lie. But yeah, Big Six Bants is gonna be running at 7:30 if anyone's interested. Big Six Bants, Monts, and it's gonna feature myself and a couple others. I'm pretty sure Casey's gonna show up. Yeah, and pretty sure he's gonna show up just to be there. I'm sure Kid's gonna show up.
They're all there.
Man.
They're all in.
They're all there. Of course they are. They're all there. They can't wait. But yeah, man, 7:30. That's the next one. But make sure you like the video on the way out. And yeah, man. So this is a bit of a different type of show, I suppose. I'll be running
little bank holiday something for them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Come on, big up.
Big up Sean Spector for coming on as well, bro. Thank you guys.
Yo, I'm like 50 subscribers away from 20K. So if you guys want to go help me out there, go subscribe to my channel.
Do that.
Respect.
Love that, man.